Hillary Clinton returning to the campaign trail tomorrow after being sidelined with pneumonia this weekend. In her absence, the Clinton camp is shining a spotlight on some high-profile surrogates.
I just talked to her. She's feeling great, and I think she'll be back out there tomorrow. So it's a crazy time we live in, you know, when people think there's something unusual about getting the flu. Last time I checked, millions of people were getting it every year.
Former President Bill Clinton replacing his wife at a campaign event earlier today in Nevada, making us wonder, is he her secret weapon or is he her Achilles heel? Joining me now to help break it down, Michael Topman, John Burnett, and Lauren Ehrsam. Let me start with you, Michael, because you're the Democrat here. We know that Bill Clinton is a legendary politician. But it feels like he's lost a step, a political step, and you have to wonder, I don't know, I think I'd send him back upstate New York.
I think that may be a bridge too far of a criticism, but I would say that it's a different time. Let's remember it was a long time ago at this point that he first ran in '92 and then ran for re-election successfully in '96. No social media, no Facebook. I don't even think Mark Zuckerberg was in what grade? I don't know, 5th grade or 6th grade. So yes, it's a different environment, and it feels like his wife has the people around her who may be more adept at that. That being said, nobody works a room as well as Bill Clinton. And to say that he is a replacement or a stand-in, if somebody called and said, I'm sorry, the Democratic candidate can't make it, but we'll send our husband, nobody's disappointed.
John, you know, again, I understand the legend and perhaps in a room, but I know some of the things he's done with the flip-flopping on these television interviews, the inconsistencies with what the camp is saying. Listen, I'm just saying as an observer, you know, it feels like maybe he's more of an Achilles heel at this point.
Well, the polls show that Hillary can't close this thing out on her own. She needs all the help that she can get. In fact,
so in other words, they just got to take a shot.
Right. Well, when you look at what the theme was that Bill Clinton was talking about today was the economy. That's a case that Hillary Clinton can't make on her own because she doesn't have a track record to back that up. All she had was political titles. You and I know as blacks, you know, coming up in the financial services industry, we couldn't just tout the type of positions we had. We actually had to have performance and results just like everyone else.
Yeah, and Lauren, yeah, listen, it's getting critical for her. We've already talked a little on this show about the idea of her trying to sit this out, if you will. I don't think it's working, even though a lot of people believe she might herself be more of a liability on the road. She's got no choice but to get out there.
She has no choice but to get out there. Her highest likability was August 7th. Things have just gone downhill from there for her. But the thing is about Bill Clinton being out there, the presidency is different than running for office. Bill Clinton won't just be able to step in, say, if something like another Benghazi attack happens. She needs to be out there. She needs to be out there talking, and the American public deserves to hear from her and not simply from her surrogate husband.
Well, Lauren, let me ask you, because, you know, the whole medical issue isn't going to go away despite the reports we've got from both camps today. Donald Trump is just, he does 2 or 3 places in a day. He crosses the country. He'll go to Mexico, then he'll go to Arizona, and he is just like the Energizer Bunny. I think he gets 3 or 4 hours sleep. He's in Ohio again, and we know that these states are critical. I think Barack Obama went to Ohio 22 times, Mitt Romney almost 60 times. Does she even have the stamina, do you think, to match Donald Trump in his approach to getting this job?
Clearly, she doesn't have the stamina. I've campaigned many times, and it's very, very hard work. They're 16-plus-hour days. Donald Trump is making it happen. Like you said, he's going places. He was in Flint, Michigan today, and drawing attention to a crisis that absolutely deserves all the time and attention that we can. Hillary Clinton, meanwhile, is nowhere to be found. If she can't keep up on the campaign trail, the only thing that is harder than campaigning is actually being president. It is a 24-hour-a-day job. Right. And when you start to get into situations where she's simply sending out her husband or other surrogates, you can't do that in the presidency. We get into a 25th Amendment.
John, let me pick up with something you said with John, because, you know, Flint, Michigan, I think the mayor said we don't want Donald Trump here. He has gone to places where Republicans have completely written off in the past. And initially the establishment said, hey, this is just a waste of time. He's starting to prove them wrong.
Trump is a blue-collar billionaire, and he's a blue-collar campaigner. He will go any and everywhere to campaign. Why? Because he has a message for America. You know, like what he says or, you know, have issues, he's willing to go tell people the same message, reach out, to unpopular or I should say non-traditional places and campaign.
Right.
He's not writing anything off. He's not leaving. He's going to leave everything on the field, as we say
Well,
in
to get
sports.
back to the financial metaphor, it's starting to pay dividends for him. All right, guys, let's
Absolutely.
leave it right there. Coming up, we're going to break down the Wells Fargo scheme for you and how these fines are handed out. And the bigger question is,